you all for coming today. My name is Tommy Hensel, and I'm the director of the Fine and Performing Arts Center here at Moraine Valley. And it's my great pleasure to be welcoming back to campus now for the third time since I've been here. I started in 2008, and we have the months in that spring, and then again in 2011 in April, and now this year in May. The Mystical Arts of Tibet tours every year all around the world, and it's so exciting for us to be able to bring them back again, not just for their performance on Saturday, but of course for the creation of the Sand Mandala and for the lectures that they are teaching today. So if you want any information about the other offerings while they're on campus, just talk to me or one of the library staff, and they'll be able to help you out. Today, we're having a lecture on the symbolism of the Sand Mandala, both a general lecture about mandalas, but also some specific information about the mandala that they are creating for us here in the library. We're honored to have with us as a presenter today, Khentul Rinpoche from the Mystical Arts of Tibet tour. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the lecture. And today's lecture is about the symbolism of the mandala. Right? Right now, you might have witnessed that the monks have only completed the center of the mandala, right? But then that thing is going to grow, evolve into this piece. Yeah. So this is the end package of the mandala that monks are creating right now. So as you might be able to see, it's very intricate, yeah, very vibrant work of art. But then the mandala's meaning goes beyond the artistic side of it. Yeah, even though the artistic side is very kind of spellbinding, but then for the Buddhist, for the traditional practitioner, the meaning is far deeper and profound. So right now, this is the mandala, and the mandala itself is a Sanskrit name, it's a Sanskrit term. You know, the Sanskrit is the ancient language of India. So actually, there's two meanings to it. One is the center and surrounding, and another one is the essence, extracting the essence. Yeah. So if you go by the first meaning, when it says the center and surrounding, it primarily means the center means the center deity. Yeah, the center deity. In this case, it's the Buddha of Avalokiteshvara or the Buddha of compassion. And the surrounding means is surrounding deities or the surrounding environment. Yeah, surrounding environment. So, going by this definition, this mandala kind of symbolize the realm of what is Avalokiteshvara. Yeah, the realm, the land of what is Avalokiteshvara. And so this mandala is very much a top-down sort of a snap. You know, it's like a photo taken from top down. Like when you go on Google Maps and look at the buildings, right? It all comes out in squares and rounds, right? So it's similar to that. This is very much a top-down visual of the realm of what is Avalokiteshvara. So this is two-dimensional, right? Now if you have to look from the side, kind of three-dimensional, then it will come to like this. Sorry, like this one. Yeah? Like this. Yeah. So you can see it's like a building, right? Yeah? And so this is from the side. Yeah? So if you have to walk into the mansion of what is Avalokiteshvara, you have to go up the stairs and go through this gate and get into it, right? So this is what we call the four-dimensional mandala, and we have these mandalas made in the temples in India and in Tibet. Yeah. And normally in temple, do you recognize this photo? Yeah? Yeah, this is Borobudur, yeah, in Indonesia. Yeah. So, well, the expert says that it is built, it's designed in a way of mandala. Yeah? You can see those different layers, yeah, and there's a center over here, right? So this is kind of designed in the shape of mandala. And this is how we display the three-dimensional mandala in the temple. Yeah. Here's the three-dimensional mandala, and here are all the offerings and all the surrounding environments. But today I'm going to stick to the two-dimensional mandala. Okay. So right now you can see, as far as it goes, let's say, where there's lots of symbols and lots of colors, right? Yeah. So each symbol and each color, there has a meaning to it. Yeah. There's a meaning behind it. So when the practitioner, when he visualizes the mandala, he's not visualizing just the drawing or just the pattern or just the color, but he is meditating on the meaning which those symbols stands for, right? Yeah. So that's how we say extracting the essence. Yeah. So we go into the essence of the spiritual practice by using the mandala as a medium. Yeah. So this stands for the second meaning, extracting the essence, right? So normally in our life, we always know that how important the symbols are, right? Yeah. Like just take the traffic light. Yeah. It's the green, yellow, and red, right? It's yellow or orange. It's yellow, right? Yeah. So it's not just the light, it's not just the color. It's the meaning behind it which makes us observe the traffic rules. Yeah. And we can see the restroom which has the symbol of male and female, right? Yeah, it guides us to the correct restroom, right? Yeah, so our entire life is guided by colors, symbols, yeah? So the mandala is no different from that. Yeah, it's not different. Now, what you can see is there's one outer ring, yeah, this one, yeah, and there's one inner ring, and there's the third ring, right? Yeah. So the outer ring is what we call the fire ring, yeah, fire ring, yeah. And the second ring is what we call the Vajra ring. Vajra, do you know Vajra? What's the Vajra? Yeah. Vajra, maybe I should show you the Vajra. This is the Vajra. So Vajra in Tibetan tradition stands for its strength, yeah, being indestructible, right? Yeah. So there's a fire ring, and inside the fire ring there's a Vajra ring, yeah, which goes right across. And the third ring is what we call there's 64 petals of lotus flower, yeah. There are 64 petals of lotus flower, yeah. 64 in number. So now, what's the symbolism, right? The fire symbolizes the wisdom. The wisdom, yeah, knowing the reality, yeah. The wisdom which understands the reality, right? And it counteracts ignorance, yeah. So just yesterday, as I said in my other lecture, a lot of things we suffer because of ignorance, right? Yeah. And ignorance is not just about not knowing things. Know, but you ignore it, right? Yeah. Let's for a person who is addicted to alcohol, he knows that alcohol harms him, but he still ignores it, right? So ignorance doesn't necessarily mean you are in dark or you are in oblivion, right? You know, but if you still disregard it, it's still ignorance, right? Yeah. But then if you know the reality, and if you internalize that reality within yourself, then you will be able to counteract that ignorance, right? So the fire will stand for the ignorance, yeah. And inside this Vajra ring, which is supposed to be indestructible, yeah, impenetrable, it stands for compassion. Compassion, yeah, compassion. Because compassion, just as knowing the reality, safeguards us against the ill effect of ignorance, likewise, being compassionate helps us to counteract anger. Yeah, yeah. Because the anger is only generated with a perception of harming others, right? Yeah, and compassion is a sense of endearment. Yeah. You feel close, you feel love to others, right? So it counteracts anger. And then inwards, this is the the lotus petal 64, and that stands for the renunciation. Renunciation, right? Renounce something, renounce, yeah. So normally when we say renunciation, everyone thinks that to renounce something, to renounce the world, one has to become a monk, right? Yeah. And a family member, it's not possible to renounce something, right? Yeah. Well, in a way, it might be true, but then the real renunciation is to see the real value of the things. Yeah, not to overvalue it. Yeah, not to overestimate the value of things. Yeah, and what the desire and attachment does to us, they make us overestimate. Yeah, they make us go overboard while we measure up the value of the object, right? So, the sense of renunciation makes us take a realistic measure of the object. Yeah. Let's say if you see a car, we will go by the real value of the car. We will not overestimate, overvalue the importance of that car, right? So the fire wheel, Vajra and the lotus petal stands for wisdom, reality, understanding wisdom, compassion, and renunciation. Yeah, and that three contracts what is said in the Tibetan Buddhist scripture as the three main poisons. Yeah, and three main poison is anger, attachment, desire, and ignorance. Yeah, because we believe that all the other emotions flows out of it. Yeah, let's say the anger gives rise to hatred, right? Yeah, when you feel like anger and when you let it fester, yeah, when you dwell on it, when you reinforce it, and it becomes a hatred, right? Yeah, hatred and malice, right? Yeah, all those other what we saw the stuff. All these are under the category of the anger. Yeah, and attachment gives rise to greed, yeah, jealousy, yeah. All this kind of flows out of anger, attachment, yeah. And the attachment and anger flows out of ignorance, yeah. So ignorance serves as the root negative emotion, and anger and attachment kind of comes two main results, and then there are more minor, it's not so minor, but then resultant emotions there, right? So these three stands. So this is very important. So when the practitioner, when he meditates, first he has to kind of armor himself against the effects of anger, attachment, and ignorance. Otherwise, he can't meditate well, right? Yeah. With the effect of anger and attachment and ignorance, that person this will mess up his meditation, right? So first, when he meditates on this level, he has to really reinforce himself. Yeah, he has to cultivate a sense of renunciation. He has to cultivate a sense of compassion, and he has to cultivate the understanding of reality. Yeah. So then he is fully prepared to embark on the rest of the journey. Yeah. Okay. So, and here you can see this one. Yeah. On the side. And this is the outer external environment, like the parks, like the park and forest. So this stands for cloud, yeah. So just as the cloud nourishes the land, makes it fertile, yeah. Likewise, the dharma or the teaching, nourishes our consciousness, yeah. Makes us a better person, improves the quality of life, yeah. So the cloud stands for what I call for the teaching, yeah. So it can be teaching of Buddha, or it can be teaching of Christ, or any kind of teaching, yeah. So there are clouds on all the different sides of the mandala, yeah. And here you can see a tree Yeah, it's a tree. Yeah, and here's tree. There's four trees on each side, 8 trees. So that's what we call the wish fulfilling tree. Wish fulfilling. Yeah. So in the Buddhist mythology, there's a lot of stories about a wish fulfilling tree. Yeah, where you pray to a tree and your wish are fulfilled. Yeah. So I wish that we have some such trees nowadays, right? Yeah, but then the thing is that it's just symbolic, right? Here, its depiction here is just symbolic. The real meaning is that your wish to have a peaceful, tranquil life is fulfilled if you embark on a path of spirituality. Yeah, so the wish fulfilling tree stands for that. Yep. And you can see wish fulfilling trees here, all around here. Yeah. Now the next thing is there are two kind of banners, banners. There's a pole and there's a banner kind of hanging from it. It's kind of fluttering in the wind. So what you might know is same with the Western ancient tradition that when the king go out to war and come back and sort of what should I say, victorious, then he hands out a special sign, special banner to indicate that he is coming back after defeating the enemy, right? Yeah. So all those banners stands for one's own personal victory over the negative emotions. Yeah. Negative emotions. Yeah. So there are the banners here. Okay. I apologize. There's 64 petals. Lotus petal, yeah. It's 64. There's significance behind its number 64. 64 is because in the Buddhist tantric system, on the level, we believe that there's 64 nodes, 64 chakras, yeah, 64 chakras at the level, yeah. So when you do the like a psychological yoga, you unlock those 64 nodes, and then your channel will be free for you to move your energy up and down, right? So this 64 lotus petal is just a randomly done. Yeah, there's a reason behind it because it stands for 64 chakras at a level according to the Buddhist tantric system. So I think this is pretty much about the outer environment. Now this is the inner environment, right? Inner environment. So the mandala itself, so you can see these shapes, yeah, kind of protruding on four directions. The mandala stands on a cross vajra. Okay, vajra this one and like this one. Yeah, maybe I will have to jump the slides around, so I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the cross vajra. Okay, so this is the foundation of the palace. Yeah, because to have a strong building, we need a strong foundation, right? Yeah, without a stable foundation, then the house itself would be, what you say, can be a little fragile. So this is the cross vajra, and what we are seeing from in the picture from top down are these parts. Yeah, these parts. Yeah, because mandalas rest on top of rest on the center. Yeah, so this one. Yeah, and you see, right? Yeah. Right here. So this is the cross vajra. As I said, cross vajra stands for, the vajra itself stands for indestructible, right? Powerful strength. So when it's cross vajra, it's double the strength. Yeah. Double the strength. Yeah, you can see, right? This is vajra. Yeah. Vajra. Yeah. Now you can see this is the gate. Okay. This is vajra, and on top of the vajra, there's the gate as the entry to the palace. Okay, there's 4 gates. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 gates. And you can see these gates, right? This one, this gate, yeah, gates. So there are 4 gates, and the reason behind the 4 gates is to symbolize for mindfulness. Yeah, for mindfulness. So when the Lord Buddha gave his first teaching, he gave the teaching on Four Noble Truths, right? Yeah. But then at the same time, he also gave the teaching on Four Mindfulness. Yeah. He didn't say, "Oh, this is suffering. This is the cause of suffering. This is the cause to remove the suffering, and then there is the freedom from suffering." He just said that. He said one should be mindful about the cause of suffering. Yeah. One should be mindful. One should be mindful about the suffering. One should be mindful about the cause of suffering. One should be mindful about the path to free oneself from the cause of suffering. One should be mindful about the freedom from the suffering. Right. So he gave the teaching of Four Mindfulness in conjunction with the Four Noble Truths. Yeah. So the Four Mindfulness is normally referred as the pathway to the path to enlightenment. As a gateway, it's a gateway of the path to enlightenment. Yeah. So that's why the four gates they have depicted four gates. Yeah. The mindfulness on body, mindfulness on mind, yeah. Mindfulness on consciousness, and mindfulness on phenomena. Yeah. Okay. So these four gates depicts the four mindfulness. Now you can see. So since this is the gate, you can see there are 11 layers of being on top of the gate. Yeah. Actually, the mandala itself is sort of a fusion between Indian architectural design and the Chinese one. So it's sort of a fusion. Yeah? So in Tibet, you can see the gates of the monastery can be very elaborate. Yeah. There are a lot of designs, a lot of patterns on top of the gate. So this is what we call the 11-layer gate. Yeah. So the 11 layer stands for the 11 different paths on the 11 different stages on the path to enlightenment. Yeah. So one has to pass through 11 different stages of spiritual progress till one reach the ultimate goal of enlightenment. Yeah. So these 11 layers stands for 11 paths. Yeah. And on top of that, you can see there's a wheel in the middle and a male deer and female deer. Yeah. So in all the Tibetan Buddhist monasteries, on top of the main prayer hall, you can see a male. There's a wheel in the middle, and there's two deer kind of sitting on either side and looking very attentively to the wheel. Yeah. The symbolism behind it is that wheel stands for the teaching of Lord Buddha. Yeah. So when he gave historically, according to historical accounts, he gave 3 different teachings. Yeah. And on each occasion is referred to as he turned the wheel of Dharma. Yeah. Means he set in motion. Yeah. He set in motion his teaching. Yeah. So turn the wheel means not literally. Yeah. It's not that Lord Buddha was sitting there and turning the wheels, right? Yeah. It means that he was there teaching, so he set in motion his teaching, right? So the wheel of Dharma stands for the teaching of Lord Buddha, and the male deer and female deer stands for, well, there's few ways of explaining it. One is the male and female energy, yeah, or the method and the compassion, or wisdom and compassion, yeah. But then, according to some historical accounts, it said that when Lord Buddha gave his first teaching to his first 5 disciples, he gave a teaching in a forest, yeah. And there was 2 male and female deer who came and just sat along with the disciples and listened to Lord Buddha's teaching. So either way, it refers to the teaching of Lord Buddha. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see here. Yeah, these are the exterior design and interior design of the main building. Yeah. So you can see this half lotus here, right? Half lotus here. So in Asian architectural design, we have that what we call the parapet, right? It serves to save people from falling off the ledge. Yeah. So there's a half kind of this much raised wall on top of the here, so people don't kind of lean too much forward and fell over, right? So let's see. Okay, it's here. Yeah. That's the top one, right? So this is the parapet, and the reason why it is You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 on each side, and there is total of 16. And 8, but there's two ways of explaining it. One is the 8 noble path, 8 noble path, yeah, which is the quote laid down by the Lord Buddha how a person should live his life, yeah, yeah, right understanding. You know 8 noble path, right? Yeah, right understanding, right view, right speech, right livelihood, right? Yeah. So this is the 8 noble path. And but then, according to the Tibetan Tantra system, at the level of the throat, yeah, there are 16 chakras. 16. Yeah. So 8 and 8 is 16, right? Yeah. So this symbolizes the 16 different 16 chakras. So each 8 lotus petals stands for 16 lotus petals on each side stands for the 16 chakras at the third level, which one has to unload for that energy to flow freely up and down. So never ends throat, right? Okay, now what's next? Okay, now here you can see a face of a very strange looking animal. So in the mythology, it is depicted as someone a cross between kind of a seal and alligator and human, something a cross between this. And normally we can find this very prominently displayed in the Buddhist monasteries, and it's kind of scary, especially if it's displayed in the dark. Yeah, it used to scare us a lot when we were young. And actually its purpose is to scare. What happens is that according to the mythology, there was a story about how a person, he was bad mouthing all the other person. He was bad mouthing all. He was just speaking so ill of other persons, and then his next life he was born into a very strange looking animal. Yeah, yeah. So this is to make us observe, be careful about what we speak, about our conduct. Yeah, to remind us that our conduct can have bad consequences in next life. Yeah. Yeah. So this stands for. So this is Samba or something. It's called Samba. I think it's just mythology, because just like the Loch Ness monster, yeah. And American has a few others, right? Bigfoot, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
And what's the other one? The one is like a dog.
The chupacabra.
Chihuahua. Usually the name Chihuahua comes from a man.
Yeah.
And Chihuahua is not that scary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, so this is the the parapet, and these white dots with the blue in between is just like we have on top of the wall for what should I say, ventilation. Yeah, ventilation. So this is a sort of a small pillars, and there's a sorry. This is something which kind of hangs from outside of the wall. Let me see. Does this have it? Yeah. This is here. Yeah. This one? Yeah. This is right? Yeah. It's sort of what you say, a long line of fabric that we used to hang outside of the house, and when it flutters in the wind, it kind of packs up the roof of the house. Yeah. Yeah. So does this have it? No. Okay. And these are the what we call the honolits, yeah. Honolits, is it? Sorry? Yeah, honolits, yeah. So this, the black in between are empty. So this is primarily a sort of a purpose of ventilation. Yeah. You can see it here, right? Yeah, maybe it is one inside. Yeah. So it's somewhere around here. And okay, now here are the beams. The beams, right? Yeah. And this is the corridor, yeah, like this one, corridor. Yeah, to move around. Yeah, the corridor. So even though it's kind of shown in a very kind of a spread out fashion, right? But then some of the things are outside, or some of the things are inside. Yeah. So these corridors are empty, and all these are offerings. So there are what is the word? There are what is the vortices lined up in the corridor by holding offerings in their hand, and sorry, yeah, like one goddess is holding what's called symbols or symbols. Symbols is for the offering of the ear, and like a mirror for the eyes, yeah, and incense for the nose, fruit for the taste, and host for the physical sensation, right? So that's offering for the whole five sensory consciousness. So they are lined up. So each different, these are different offerings, yeah. So because due to the lack of space, they can't create the figure of the goddesses, but then they have created the offerings, yeah. 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 Now this is the inner wall, yeah, like this one, yeah, like this one, the inner wall. The inner wall comes in 5 different shades. You can see blue, green, red, yellow, and white. Yeah. So this stands for 5 powers. 5 powers, yeah, which is indispensable if you have to follow on the path of spirituality. Yeah. So what's the 5 powers? Yeah, 5 forms or 5 powers. The first one is the faith. Yeah. Before you empower anything, you have the faith, right? That what you're doing right now is going to deliver some result, right? Without having faith in what you're doing, then there's no point doing it. Yeah? It's not just for spiritual exercise, it's for every other works we do in our life. We have faith in what we are doing, right? And the second one is the perseverance. Perseverance? Yeah? So we have to serve, yeah, sorry? Yeah. Perseverance, sorry, yeah. Perseverance, yeah. So we have to preserve. We have really have to put that effort. Yeah? Just having the faith is not enough. We have to put in the hard work, right? And third one is the mindfulness. Yeah? We have to really pay attention in what we are doing. And if we really pay attention, then that will be very our mindset will be very concentrative, and that will be a result. And the last one is the wisdom. Yeah? Just the attention is not enough. We have to use the wisdom and intelligence to make things work, right? So these 5 walls stand for the 5 forces. Yeah. Okay. Now you can see the inner wall is divided into 4 different. Inner ground is divided up between 4 squares. Yeah. Blue here, yellow here, white here, and green here, right? And the red is here. Red is in center. So this stands for. Actually, there's 2 meaning to it. The one is the method employed by the Bodhisattvas to serve the sentient beings. Yeah? Bodhisattva is what we believe is someone who has promised to help others, right? So the methods they employ to help others. Yeah? So the first one is the pacification, yeah, or compassion, yeah, doing good work, yeah, compassion, being compassionate. The second one is enrichment, yeah. So like passing out wealth, those who lack it, yeah, to the who lives in poverty, yeah, those who are destitute. Yeah. You can't tell people to meditate on an empty stomach, right? Yeah. You can't tell people to stick to a spiritual life on an empty stomach. First, their priority is to survive, is to live. So one has to feed and look after their basic needs. Only then we can expect them to do something spiritual about their life, right? And the third one is the power. Yeah. So one can, if one's intention is good, then one can utilize the power in a good way, right? And the fourth one is the gratefulness, yeah, showing a bit of a semblance of anger, yeah, but with good heart, yeah. Anger but with good heart, right? Like a mom scolding the son or daughter, yeah. Parents are scolding the kids or teachers scolding the students, yeah. So these 4 methods are employed by our Lord Shivara in his service to the sentient beings, yeah. But then the other level, these 4 different colors symbolize for 4 different elements. So right now, the blue one stands for water, yeah, and the yellow earth, white air, green or white space, green wind, and red in the middle, fire. Yeah. So these 5 elements. Yeah. So when we say that, as I said yesterday, our whole physical is made up of 5 different elements. Yeah. Like the earth element is our body, right? The solidity. The wind element is our breathing. The water element is our blood. Yeah. And the space, without space, how can we exist? Yeah, we live in space, right? So, since our basic composition is made up of 5 different elements, so Buddhist view is that all the sentient beings can one day gain full enlightenment. One day can become a Buddha. Yeah? Not a historical Buddha. Historical Buddha is an individual person, right? We can't become him, but we have our own resultant Buddha, because we believe that all the negative emotions we face can be eliminated by seeing the reality, because those negative emotions are not inside the core of our consciousness. The core of consciousness is clean, is pristine. The normal metaphor that's given is that even the most dirtiest of water and the most cleanest pristine of water, the both of their formula is H2O, right? Yeah. The filthiest of water is the basic formula is H2O, and most pristine or most cleanest of water is also H2O, right? So in the core of both of these, there's no contamination. Yeah. So all the negative emotions are just temporary in nature. So once we can gain enough insight, we can remove those negative emotions and we can gain the full enlightenment. That's the belief of the Buddhism. Yeah. So once we gain the enlightenment, we purify the whole 5 elements of ourselves. Yeah. So this is how it is shown. Yeah. So inside now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lotus petals. Yeah. So it's believed that 8 lotus petal lies there's 8 knots at heart level. Yeah. The chakras at heart level. Yeah. So that's why it's symbolized as 8. So that's why the number is 8, right? So 64, 16, and 8. Yeah. So it all stands for the different chakras. Yeah. So Mandala is very psychophysiology thing. Psychophysiology, it kind of has a lot of symbolism which refers to psychology, and some of the symbolism refers to the physiology. Yeah. And then that 8 knot is in different color. It's not the same color. On the four sides of that, the knots on the four directions are red. The 2 here are yellow, and 1 is blue and 1 is green. Yeah? So the knot itself, each knot, there's a different color to it. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And now this is the central deity. Yeah. Central deity, which is Goddess Avalokiteshvara, and these are the surrounding deities, right? Surrounding deities, and each deity, when they have enough time, they draw the full figure of the deities, the surrounding deities. But once they don't have it, then they just go by the symbolism, the hand, the implements that those deities hold. Yeah. So there's Vajra, is a sword, is a wheel of karma, and here is the wish fulfilling gem, right? So when it comes to the Buddha, different deities, excuse me. So this is the Tara, goddess of Tara, goddess of it's white Tara, so it's goddess of long life. Yeah. So when we say the goddess, it's not like we are just pointing out a regular person. Tara is the personification of certain energy. So we have put it there. So in order for us to connect it on a far intense manner, they have put it in a human figure. Likewise, like during the Second World War, when they want to recruit people for soldiers, you have that Uncle Sam as one with a round head and flowing beard, right? Yeah, and it kind of points, have you joined, right? Yeah. So for them, the sense of patriotism, sense of nationalism is symbolized in that figure of understand, right? Yeah. Same goes with the flag. Yeah. Our love for our nation, yeah, our love for our country is symbolized by that fabric, by that stars and stripes, right? Yeah. So if we can, so in order for us to bring a strong connection, that's why they have personified the energies, different aspects of the energies of Buddha into different figures. So this is the energy of the long life of Bodhisattva. So when we do go to the Mandala Bodhisattva, we put Goddess Vaitara in the center. This is the Manjushri, the Buddha of wisdom. He is the collective, personification of the wisdom aspect of all the Buddhas. And he is the Buddha of compassion, right? And he is the Vajrapani, the Buddha of power. Yeah, looks very graceful. Okay. Okay, so now these are the 5 different Buddhas. You know? The one that holds the different hand implements. In the Mandala it said, they have not depicted the Buddha in its full form, they have just shown the hand implements, but in reality, these are the 5 different Buddhas. And 5 different Buddhas are the purified aspect of different constituents, different constituents. Yeah? It's just different aspects, otherwise it's just in one in reality. Yeah? So because of different aspects, like one person can be a good husband, good father, good brother, yeah, so like that way. So this is the Buddha of Vairochana Buddha, okay. So this Vairochana, this Buddha is excuse me for a moment, yeah, it's here. So it's white in color. So and so let's go to the slides. And this is Akshobhaya, a different Buddha. Randasampa, Amitabha, Amoghasiddhi. So these are the different names, different names. Vairochana means illuminating. And in Tantra, it also shows a concert, right? And so Vaitara is concert. And when it was in Bodhisattva phase, it was Samanta Bhadra, Akshobhaya unshakable, Randasampa jewel grown, Amitabha infinite light, Amoghasiddhi conqueror. And the important thing is, as we progress along the path, we reduce the effect of the negative emotions, right? So once we gain full enlightenment, Vairochana is the is the aspect of Buddha which has gained freedom from the ignorance and delusion. Yeah? And that ignorance and delusion is counteracted by all encompassing Dhamma wisdom. Dhamma means the wisdom realized the reality. Dhamma means reality. Yeah? So as we said earlier, the wisdom which understands the reality counteracts ignorance, right? Yeah? And Akshobhaya is the Buddha which is the aspect of a freedom gained from anger and hatred. It's like mirror-like wisdom, right? So you can see the things as they are. Mirror reflects the things as they are, right? When we get angry, we undervalue the object, right? We distort the object. So it's what reflects in our view is not the reality, right? So when it's mirror-like wisdom means it reflects the true state. And Randasampa is a Buddha gained from the aspect of freedom from pride and worthiness and wisdom of equality. So when we feel pride, we don't feel equal, right? We feel superior to others, right? Yeah. Pride is always placing oneself in superior. That other one is more inferior to others. So wisdom equality. And Amitabha, desire lust and discriminating wisdom. So discriminating what? Discriminating things as they are. Yeah. Discriminate to one's inflated view from the real view, right? And Amoghasiddhi, jealousy, fear is all accomplishing wisdom. If you have fear, then you can't accomplish anything. You are bound by the fear, right? You can't move forward. Yeah. So these are different deities and different negative emotions that it's freed from, and how those negative emotions have been counteracted by using those 5 different And then each five deities have their own different aspects, variation of space, among the sense side, energy, among the organ heart. So they have their own different aggregates. Yeah. And these are the mantras. Yeah, so that's the methodology, I guess. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you. We have some time for questions. If anybody has a question, wait for me to get the microphone to you so we can catch it. But would anybody like to ask questions of Rinpoche about the symbolism of the mandala? Yes.
I just wanted him to review very quickly the significance of the colors. You flew through the 5 colors, and you could go more slowly. Yes,
Okay.
what they symbolize.
Okay. So, as I said, because we are composed of 5 different elements, yeah. So when we gain enlightenment, we purify the 5 different elements that we possess, yeah. And each Buddha is an aspect of one particular element which has been purified, right? So Vairocana is the purified aspect of the space, so it's white. Ashabhaya is purified aspect of the water element, and Ranasambhava is purified aspect of the earth element, yeah. And Amitabha is purified aspect of the fire or heat element, and Amoghasiddhi is purified aspect of the wind, yeah.
So actually, I do have one quick question myself. Is can you spend just a couple of minutes to tell us about the mandala that they're creating here?
The mandala that we are creating here is a little bit different from the one that I based my, narrative. Yeah, I based my narrative on the Buddha of Compassion mandala, but what they are creating over there is the Medicine Buddha mandala. And Medicine Buddha mandala is, well, as you know, each mandala has a different purpose behind it, right? So, for the Buddha of Compassion is to emit the effects of compassion, yeah, to pass on the energy of compassion, right? But for the Medicine Buddha, it's mainly about to pass on the effect of healing, yeah. So because we believe that Medicine Buddha has made, because we believe that even though all the Buddhas are equal in their effectiveness or equal in the power, but they each have their sort of specialty, right? They specialize in certain fields. So Medicine Buddha specialize in healing, yeah, and that healing is not just about physical but mental and those healings, yeah. So what you can see over there, there's Medicine Buddha in the center, and there's and all the surrounding deities are the part of the Medicine Buddha family.
So other questions? Yes.
So when you say you show the Compassion mandala there, and this one is the Medicine mandala, how many different kinds would you say?
Well, there's multiple mandalas. Yeah, multiple. But the important thing is that the center of the mandala will differ from deity to deity, but the outer perimeter will kind of remain the same. Yeah? But then if you go to the most highest level tantra, like Hala Chakra and those things, then the mandala, the outside, everything will change. There will be a sort of a dramatic a change from the mandala that we have just witnessed. Yeah.
Thank you.
These are created from memory.
What happens is that all the instructions are based are contained in the scriptures, yeah. But then it's all those instructions are in a very coded manner, yeah. So they have to decipher that code and memorize those codes, and then so everything comes from their mind. Yeah.
So we have a question here.
Okay, one of the things that the rings counteract, you mentioned, is attachment. And since yesterday I was amazed by the fact that you all dismantled something so beautiful at the end, and is it because of the desire to not become attached to something earthly and beautiful that causes you all to do that beautiful?
People to ask me why we dismantled that thing after putting in so much hard effort. I just jokingly tell them that we want to be back next year, so, so we don't want to leave anything primitive behind. So I'm just kidding, yeah. So what happens is, as you said, the belief behind it, the principle of destroying something is that one shouldn't be too attached, yeah. That nothing is permanent. However, appealing, beautiful, pretty it might look, but one day it has to end, right? So it's not, mandala is just their sort of metaphor, you know. It's more about inner reflection on oneself. Yeah.
Let me grab mic to you.
So in light of that, would you say then that these monks that are doing this, that it's a meditative process?
Definitely, ma'am. Actually, the mandala itself serves as a great object for meditation because it's very intricate, very vivid. So it demands a lot of focus from you. So once you can grasp it, yeah, it's a very ideal meditative object. And for the monks, they have to maintain not only mental discipline but also physical discipline. Where you can see how they're close to the mandala and where they control their breath, you know. So the art of building the mandala itself is a kind of meditative process in its own right. Yeah.
We have time for one more question.
Is building a mandala always a public process?
No. Actually, mandala is one of the profound purpose of building mandala is to introduce the person to the deity. Yeah. Yeah. So when we receive the empowerment or certain spiritual process, they have to build a mandala so that we will be led through the realm of their deity for us to evolve on the practice of their deity. So the real reason is to introduce someone to the practice of their deity. Yeah.
So I want to say another thank you to Khentul Rinpoche for his talk today. So thank you so much for coming out. He'll be around for the next several days, so if you have a question, I'm sure he'd be happy to answer it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.